We have more information, juicy information about the Arbites, the new class that's coming to Darktide. And see on screen right now, kind of looks amazing with the customization that you can see. And you also have the DLC customization that's part of the deluxe edition being showcased in this concept art. So let's see what's all about through a skill tree, abilities, talent, and go through the character's details to understand what it can bring to Darktide. So there seems to be 3 paths that you can take with this character. Due to the nature of the talent trees, players are fixed to mix and match whatever talents they wish, provided they have the points and can path their way down the tree. However, as with our existing classes, there are 3 distinctive gameplay and combat styles that the main branches of the tree embody, and players can focus on these paths to specialize in these styles. While they don't have an official name on the dev blog, there's the Subjugator, the Exterminator, and Investigator. So let's see what it's all about. The Subjugator, following the right side of the talent tree, you'll find talents that will allow you to dive into the thick of combat to break apart the formations of criminal scum, tapping into an identity akin to the riot police. These talents focus heavily on melee, staggering enemies, and tanking, which I think we saw in the existing gameplay of the extended cut they showcased, where the guy was able to dash forward. Sneak peek at some of the talents. Hammer of Judgment, increased attack speed when hitting multiple enemies with a single melee attack. That's very nice. So cleave weapons are going to be quite good here, to say the least. Or using the mace with the actual shield, in this case. Suppression protocols, hitting multiple enemies with a single melee attack grants toughness, damage reduction. Beautiful, because there'll be toughness modifier as well through Kuros and also the talent tree itself to boost up. Target the weak, enemies staggered by your melee attacks take more damage from melee. Good to see. So it just means you can control the horde really nicely, or put like weaknesses on those targets, which can work really well with the vet class if you think about it, on specials and such. Or bosses. And the next path is the Exterminator. Then we've also been keen on fulfilling the shotgun fantasy of being this unstoppable force, walking down a corridor and then just blasting everything that gets within range. Relevant talents for the shotgun gunplay can be found all over the talent tree, but in this middle branch, that was the most focus on it. This gameplay style focuses on high firepower at close range, blasting enemies of the law with unflinching and implacable impunity. Sneak peek at some of these talents are Withering Fire, improve range damage after reloading. Oh, so there's going to be like a reload cancel animation thing that you're going to do to use that talent. Up close, replenish toughness on close kill. That's good too. That can actually work well with the first class, but think about it. It depends what you want from it, of course. And then March, increase move speed on range hit. That is beautiful. So now you can actually hit targets, have maybe a potential movement speed build, and then get closer and closer with your shotgun as you gain that benefit. Cool Exterminator class. And the other path thing that is there is Investigator. And the Investigator skill tree is on the left side of things. This playstyle focuses on eliminating high priority targets, elite specials, and even monsters. It's all about being on the chase, relentlessly hunting down a perp and bringing them to the Emperor's justice. This sounds pretty good. The talent here are quite varied and flexible. There's a mix of melee and ranged talents, as well as some support nodes. This is also where the most, but not all of the talents related to the Cyber Mastiff are, although you can easily build into the Investigator branch without picking them up. Okay. So I was going to say, we need some abilities for the Mastiff as well to utilize, so let's see what that is about. So sneak peek into those, no escape, improve damage and movement speed after killing a special elite. Canine Morale, killing enemies pounced by a Cyber Mastiff grants toughness and toughness damage reduction to allies in coherency. Serrated Maw, your Cyber Mastiff applies brittleness on attack. Okay, not bad. That's kind of cool. I don't mind it. I was hoping that there'll be some other type of skill tree that would actually factor into the Mastiff playing differently from just the basic fundamental of pouncing on a target, and that's pretty much all it does. Seems like that is going to be the case, and from there, this gives you some other benefits for doing so. If the pounce has happened, and you've killed the enemy that's been pounced on, you'll get some coherency buffs and other things as you go through it. But I do like the increased damage and movement speed after killing a special unit, which I think could work well with the movement speed benefits of the shotgun class, the Exterminator playstyle. But it depends how the skill trees are and how close they are to hit those nodes to make that unique build for that type of fun to occur. It was also an important point. We want to make sure that no matter what, if you went left, right, or middle, you can always create a build that interacted with your Mastiff, so you don't lock yourself out of playing with your Mastiff just because you also want to be a melee focus or because you want to do well with the shotgun. Nice, good to hear. Because that's such an important part of the character's identity and kit that if you don't have it there accessible always, I feel like it's just kind of a nuisance to have the Mastiff in the first place. It's like just not doing anything because you're not getting anything to help it or boost it up in some capacity and make it feel like your build is going towards creating or making that Mastiff be a viable part of your kit as an Arbite, or RBTs, as you want to say. Well, there's 3 distinctive identities to be found in the Arbites. If you focus on a particular talent tree path, it's important for us that the tree itself remains flexible and allows players to combine talents as they wish and develop the playstyle that best suits them. Perfect. For that reason, we took great care in making sure that any of the 3 options of your combat ability, your blitz, and your coherency aura are easily accessible regardless of what path you're going down, and easily connect to any of the 3 paths. you then think of them as independent of those 3 playstyles, even if there's a niche that they may fit best into. Good to know. Coherency Aura, base Coherency Aura, Ruthless Efficiency, simply but effective. This is the initial aura for the Arbites, gives you and your allies in Coherency a bonus to reload speed. Cool. I think that's not too bad. I feel like the Vet class has that as well, but we'll see. Part of the squad, for those focusing on Cyber Mastiff, this option makes your loyal companion count as an ally for the purpose of Coherency. Additionally, this talent also gives every ally in Coherency a small bonus to toughness damage reduction. Good. So like the Zealot, how you can count yourself as 2, but in this case, your Mastiff will count as a player, so you get that Coherency benefit no matter what, just by being close to it. Breaking Distance, this Coherency Aura increases the damage dealt by you and your allies in Coherency against enemies that are currently staggered. That's not bad, actually. I actually kind of like that. Especially because you can use the Chorus ability from a Zealot class, and that will classify as being staggered, and this will also give you the benefits of doing increased damage towards them. So there can be some type of synergy with this Coherency Aura, just naturally with other people's abilities. And let's go through the Blitz abilities. So the base Blitz ability is Arbites Grenade. The default Blitz and all Bites players start with a standard issue of the Arbites Grenade. Compared to the Vet Frag Grenade, it packs a stronger punch, but it's also a smaller radius and it explodes on impact, rather than a delay. Okay, I thought this was a sticky grenade of some sort. It seems to be not the case, just impact grenades. And they have more damage because of that. So that's cool for killing specials, bosses, in that essence. Remote Detonation. The Remote Detonation Blitz requires some coordination with your loyal companion. Upon activating it, an electric discharge will burst from your Cyber Mastiff position, dealing damage and heavy stagger impact. This is very cool. It has quite a powerful stagger as well, so if your Mastiff is in the middle of attacking a monster, like on a Plague Ogryn's back, and you use it, wait, I didn't think about that. Can this actually attack the Plague Ogryn and stagger in some capacity? Will stagger forward, disrupting its attacks. So it's a lot about timing and keeping the track of where your Mastiff is to get the most benefit out of it. I do like that. That is high skill ceiling, and that means it's a lot more fun. This Blitz also recharges on a cooldown rather than picking up a grenade box. So you can always use it. It's always available, say maybe every minute or so, I'm guessing, due to the fact that it's actually so unique and such a powerful thing. It might be less than that, it might be every 30 seconds. And the last Blitz ability is a Volt Shock Mine. As your Blitz will allow you to set up a proximity mine on the ground and spots of your choosing. As enemies draw closer towards it, it will activate and shock anything that comes near for a sustained duration. Compared to the Zealot's Shock Grenade, it has a small radius but lasts a lot longer. And I believe this was used to hold down corridors in the extended gameplay, as though versing a boss. Yeah, so it says if you come to an event area and you know that there's going to come from that door or that direction, you can set up the engagement with this ability for that event. Very cool. So it just helps with actually creating those nuanced plays that you wouldn't be able to do with other classes for that one factor. And the combo abilities, which should be quite juicy. The base combo ability, which is highlighted right on screen right there. This default ability, which brings forth a booming loudspeaker on a specific point you aim at. It will blast the words of the Imperial Law at full blast, empowering nearby allies and also staggering nearby enemies, I believe. That is very cool. I think we saw this being said during the actual trailer. And when the character actually hit his hammer and started yelling Imperial Law towards him in some capacity, speeches and words, I think that's the idea there. That is very cool. It's like the scene in a movie where the bad guys are hiding in a house and the police turn on the speakers and start telling them, you better give up, you're surrounded. So they start freaking out. Very cool. And the next ability is this stance right over here. This ability turns you into an unstoppable juggernaut, unleashing the Emperor's judgment on the enemy as you walk menacingly forward, unflinching and unfazed. Entering this stance removes your ability to sprint, but increases your base movement speed and massively reduces your damage taken for a short time. Wait, was this the lunge forward? This might be the lunge ability. This is a whole different ability. The lunge ability is the next one. And also having damage reduction as well, while in this increased base movement, where you can't run, but you can just keep hitting targets, which would be really nice for the shotgun ability, or the shotgun pathing they did talk about. Being up close personal and doing more damage doing that with ranged weapons. Could be very good. And the last combo ability is Break the Line, as you're able to use this ability to short lunge forward and then bash enemies that you do impact with your melee weapon, staggering enemies in a wide area in front of you, but without dealing any damage. So it's just a staggering ability, something similar to the Zealot ability, where you just charge forward and hit targets, but that has a bit of damage. This does not. This ability is on very short cooldown, the shortest in the game, so make sure it's used often to clear the way and go through criminal mobs. That's very cool. So this could be a very good ability. Right now, all the basic abilities are pretty good. And the whole character's kit right now, from its talents, its blitz, the auras, I see how it can be played and having 40 or high level with this type of character in play. And that's pretty much it. They go through some other information about the character and how it comes true and how it came together. But it's cool to see that these abilities are somewhat game-changing for the class, and they can really factor into your Cyber Mastiff in some capacity. They can make it a lot more fun. Like using your positioning of the Cyber Mastiff to get the full benefit against a boss is going to be interesting. Using those mines to lock down corridors and directions of enemies is going to be fun through those events. And on the high abilities, this character could shine quite a lot, especially when there's 4 of them. Now I'm very, very interested if that's going to be a potential team comp that can actually work in Havoc 40. But mates, tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to know. As always, mates, it's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you mates next time. Bye-bye.